Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to grow and overwinter the Ensete Maurelii from 1-year-old plants to 2-year-old plants. So here's a very young plug, and here's the same plant 2 years later, fully grown. So this is June of this year. My new Ensete plug plants just growing on in the back of the garden before I plant them out later on in the year. Here are last year's plants, which overwintered in the garage at a nice 15 degrees. Just be careful though, because they do attract bugs, so just make sure you keep spraying with neem oil and soap. Yeah, now it's the plug plants growing in the back. It's now July. And here's last year's plants, the 2nd year growth in July. As you can see, thickening up nicely in the back of the garden. Apologies about the picture quality from the sun. This is now the new plug plants. It's now August time and I planted them in the garden. Let's see how much growth we can get on these. The 2nd year plants now. As you can see, getting bigger leaves. They're starting to thicken up nicely at the trunk. So these will be cut right back and dry stored over winter this year, which I will show you later on. So it's now October, and this is what you can expect from a 1-season growth of the Ensete Maurelii. So here's my Ensete Maurelii after 2 years. As you can see, they all don't grow the same, but I'm going to show you now how to overwinter them. So I just simply get an old plastic bag to put on the grass, because when you start emptying them all out, it's going to make a right big mess. So the first job, make sure you got some clean secateurs and start taking the leaves off. I've had to get my dad to help me this year because I can't do the pots because I've done my backing. So my dad's going to do all the heavy lifting and moving. I'm just going to demonstrate. So here it is now, all trimmed off. As you can see, this Ensete's got a nice big thick trunk, so should be no problem overwintering this. So it's over to my dad now to wrestle it all out the pot, which he's managed to do. So we'll just take a quick look at the root system. And then what we've got to do here is get all the soil off and trim all the roots back, right back to the base of the trunk, which I will show you now. Here we are. All soil off, all trim back, and then all I do is well, my dad's done it, is make sure you just get all the soil back in the pot because we can use that for mulch. So the 2-year-old ones now are all out of the pots, all ready to be trimmed up now and cut right back. So here we have is a sort which has been sterilised. And then all my dad's going to do then is just sew a couple of inches off the top just to get them all nice and flat, which we'll see in just a second. So here we have it, all trimmed back, all the roots off. As you can see, it looks brutal, but this is what has to be done and it's necessary. Don't bin all the cut off leaves. I just simply put them back into the borders because it will add nutrients to the garden, and the big leaves are put over the other plants to protect them for the winter. So make sure you wash all the remaining soil off and then put them upside down for a day or two just outside to get rid of all the water and all the bugs that are inside. I just simply put them under the plastic sheet in the garden. So here we have the plug plants. They won't be big enough to brutally dry store like the other ones, so these are going to have to be potted on. So I'll just use the old soil, just put them in the pots, and then just for now, for the next couple of weeks while the weather's still okay, just pot them by the side of your house for a little bit, and then overwinter them either indoors or in the garage, but just make sure the garage is warm enough and you got a bit of light on them. But before you take them inside, just make sure you spray them a bit of neem oil and castile soap, otherwise you'll bring a load of bugs in with them. So after all that's done, the garden doesn't look too bad really. Haven't made too much mess with the soil. A couple of better patches now where the Ensetes are no longer. So here we are 2 days later. So all we're going to do now is take them out from underneath the covers and put them in the garage, and then we'll just dry them all out now, and then just keep these in the dark and above 5 degrees. So hopefully you've all enjoyed the video and it helps you grow and overwinter the Ensetes in the future. Thanks everyone for watching.